Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. About 2 or 3 months ago, Raila in an interview made it clear that he was not really willing to support any of the NASA principles, simply because they are cowards. Then after that, the NASA principals went on attack mission to attack and demonize Raila Amolo Odinga. And then about 3 weeks ago now, not 3 or 2 weeks ago, Uhuru made it somehow clear that he had no problem supporting any of the NASA principles. Yes. After Uhuru had made the statement, it was after Musalia Mudavadi had distanced himself from NASA, and also Kalonzo made it clear also that he was not ready to support Raila Amolo Odinga for the 3rd time. So these people have been taking divergent opinion and views. But if you have a look at today's daily newspaper, Daily Nation publication is trying to insinuate that Raila Amolo Odinga is mulling of a possibility of supporting one of the NASA principles. If not mulling at a possibility of supporting them, he seems to be softening his stance. Have a look at this Daily Nation newspaper headline for you to understand what I'm trying to say. Raila, my terms for NASA trio. Then the first summarized term, he will only support whoever wins in a competitive nomination. 2, the joint primaries to be conducted by IEBC. 3, the co-principals should choose between delegates and universal suffrage. Yes. So Raila seems to be softening his stance. So in this video right now, I want us to analyze and dissect why is Raila Amolo Odinga softening his stand now? Why is he softening his stand? What are the reasons or probable reasons that makes Raila Amolo Odinga now to soften his stand? The first reason, ladies and gentlemen, I've summarized all the possibilities into 5 main reasons. And the first reason, I strongly believe that Raila, being a well-seasoned politician and somebody with a lot of experience in terms of politics, he knows for a fact that whichever method that this trio, Kalonzo, Mudavadi, and Wetangula, whether they choose the delegate or the universal suffrage, Raila knows pretty well that no one amongst them will be able to beat him in a free and fair democratic process. That's why he's most likely now calling upon them that they should now go for a nomination. He knows none of them can beat him. Yes, that's the first reason he might be softening his stand. Secondly, Raila seems to be very keen in making sure he holds these people together. He doesn't want any of them to bolt out. And to achieve that, Raila wants to give all of them hope. He wants to make maybe Kalonzo Musyoka or even Musalia Mudavadi or even Moses Wetangula have some hope that maybe eventually one of them might just be endorsed for presidency. Raila is trying to give them hope. Because in coalition building, there is what we call persuasion and negotiations. So as Raila gives them hope, sense will prevail and these people will see for themselves that actually Raila is the best candidate amongst them. Some sense will prevail. So Raila is just trying to give them hope, and as Raila gives them hope, most likely these people will be milling around Raila Amolo Odinga. And then thirdly, Raila is trying to keep these people busy in the handshake alliance, or rather in NASA, as negotiations continue. Because as I talk right now, it's a known fact that these people are talking. They are negotiators negotiating on their behalf, Charity Ngilu being one of them. So these people are talking behind the scenes. And as they talk, Raila wants to keep them busy in the alliance so that they cannot look elsewhere out of the alliance. And also, again, Raila just knows that sense will prevail eventually, and this trio will just see some sense. So he's trying to keep them busy in the alliance. And then fourthly, Raila wants to portray himself as a Democrat and not really as somebody's project. In 2002, Uhuru Kenyatta was President Moi's project in 2002. And Uhuru Kenyatta carried all the baggage of the KANU regime at that time. And he was given a humiliating defeat. So from the history, or rather from the precedent, a project of the government always carries all the hills of the government. And as of now, besides the COVID that has really impacted a lot, has really hit Kenyans badly, pockets are not good. Kenyans are somehow suffering economically. And in one way or the other, a sizable majority might not be happy with the government. So assuming Uhuru Kenyatta just endorses Raila Amolo Odinga straight away, it will send a perception that Raila is Uhuru's project. So Raila is now calling upon these NASA principles for a competitive primaries so that they can nominate one amongst them to contest for presidency next year. And as they do that, Uhuru Kenyatta will have no other option but just to support the person they shall have nominated. So Raila shall have evaded, or rather the person they will elect, shall have evaded the government project's tag. Because that tag of being a government project sometimes can cost you some votes. That people who naturally hate the government. And some people can just vote against you because you are a government candidate. So Raila is just cleverly trying to avoid that tag of being endorsed, or that tag of being a government project. Because nonetheless, there are very clear indications that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta might be settling on Raila Amolo Odinga, or maybe he has even settled on Raila Amolo Odinga. So Raila wants to evade that tag of being a government project. And then finally, Raila is cleverly laying a trap for this trio of Mudavadi, Kalonzo, and Wetangula. In 2007, Raila used the same strategy. For those who have been keenly following politics, after 2002 election, as we were heading towards 2007 election, Kalonzo Musyoka was averagely popular across the country. And it was even rumored that Raila wanted to declare Kalonzo Tosha. Yes. During that time. So immediately now Kalonzo Musyoka bolted out of that outfit of Raila Mudavadi and Ruto at that time. Kalonzo was branded a traitor, a betrayer, Musaliti. And that really augured well in injuring Kalonzo's popularity in other parts of the country, save for his bedrock of Ukambani. And so when Kalonzo went for the elections, he only ended up getting votes from his ethnic Kamba community and lost miserably in other parts of the country. So assuming these NASA principles all agree to go for a joint nomination, I'm very, very sure that it will be very, very hard for any of them to bolt out. Because if they bolt out after the nomination, they will just be seen as traitors, wasaliti, people who are out to spoil votes. And now the person who shall have emerged the winner will now win the sympathy vote for having been betrayed. Otherwise, folks, having looked at that story keenly, I strongly believe that those are the 5 main points. Though that's largely my opinion, you are free to also let me know what you think. You can do that by dropping a comment and let me also know what you think. Otherwise, God bless you. God bless Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana. Thank you.